With memes like Disaster Girl having just recently sold for around $500,000, there's no doubt that the NFT market poses some opportunities worth grabbing. In fact, with success stories like these, it's no surprise that new investors are looking for a slice. But where can you buy NFTs? And what should you be searching for in a winner? An introduction to the investment scheme. Well, before diving into the nitty-gritty of the investment scheme, let's take a quick look at what is meant by the term NFT, which actually stands for non-fungible token. As the full name suggests, an NFT is an online token of sorts which exists on a blockchain. Think of it as a form of cryptocurrency, but where the token in question actually represents data that can be brought together to form a specific video or image. And since these NFTs live on a blockchain, which is more often than not Ethereum, it must be said that they can easily be tracked. This is important when it comes to the verification of the authenticity of the NFT, as well as the recording of the past owners of the specific token. In other words, in the world of cyber shopping, an NFT can be said to be a smart contract which people interact with by calling on them and receiving proof of interaction. It might sound quite complicated for those of you who haven't spent much time on the various NFT platforms out there, but let's just try to make things easier with a bit of an example. Back in 2017, a NFT and ERC 721 smart contract by the name of CryptoPunks was formed for the first time by Larva Labs. Essentially speaking, this was nothing more than a selection of various images of punky characters, each consisting of around 10,000 24 by 24 pixels. When they first came out, they were worth nothing more than a singular payment of an Ethereum gas, as the experts would put it. But once 10,000 CryptoPunks had been sold, they could no longer be minted by the public. This meant that only a small number of these punks came to exist at a time, significantly increasing their value at the end of the day. The NFT market is there to ensure that what is being sold is authentic, something that could otherwise be faked pretty easily considering how easily something can be made on Photoshop. In other words, it's not like the real world where collectibles cannot be replicated, which is why it's important to buy your NFTs from reputable sources. But before we actually get into the best places to buy NFTs right now, let's take a look at what a buyer should be looking for when investing for the first time. Know the basics of buying before investing in NFTs. According to Chief Security Officer of Royale Finance, Avron Gross, NFTs are of incredible importance when it comes to decentralization in general, which has always been the primary intention of cryptocurrencies. But since NFTs created on the Ethereum platform are often charged with high transaction fees and have been said to have a large carbon footprint, many have been waiting for the technology to catch up to the investment scheme, making for a better investment at the end of the day. That being said, others believe that the risk is very much worth it, citing statistics that surrounded the cryptocurrency exchange when Bitcoin first blew up in December of 2017. Suffice to say, new investors wouldn't want to miss out on this opportunity of a lifetime, which is why many have been trying to find commonalities between the various NFTs that have become popular over the years. That being said, this can be pretty difficult considering the content choice available under the general title of NFTs. You see, non-fungible tokens can be absolutely everything from digital art to movies to music videos to memes. There's absolutely nothing preventing you from creating an original work of art and selling it on the exchange. But whether this piece will become investment worthy or not is another question altogether. And according to Gunther Sunfield, who just so happens to be the CEO of Rare, buyers should take into consideration their collection criteria. The idea of the NFT is to be the proud owner of an item, and therefore, like any proud collector, one should put thought into the theme, substance, and network value of the items purchased through an NFT. In other words, you shouldn't be looking for NFTs to collect with the sole intention of making a profit. At the end of the day, NFTs are valuable because of their status as original works. More often than not, these NFTs can be created online in under a few minutes. Just think of the various memes out there and how easily they can be obtained and spread. But there's a sense of excitement that comes from owning the first of these. Whether it be the original version of an album you fell in love with years ago, or a meme that introduced you to the internet culture you are now addicted to, you need to understand why it is so important to you as a buyer. This will essentially lead you to thinking about whether it will be valuable to other investors like you. If you and you alone are linked to the NFT, then it is not very likely that it will be profitable. But if there are a few people like you in the world, the probability of the NFT taking off is a lot higher than the previous scenario we painted. Something else that needs to be kept in mind is exclusivity, which always increases the worth of an NFT. If you look back to the CryptoPunks example, where the grand total of 10,000 images formed part of the NFT, you can see that more value would be assigned to another property that it consists of just one original work. The sale of the bad luck brain meme is a great example of this, as not only is it an image which billions of internet users recognize, it's also one that exists on its own. There aren't another 9,999 versions, the original NFT, making it far more valuable than the various CryptoPunks that are still available for sale. But when it really comes down to it, solid rules pertaining to the rise and fall in value of NFTs have not been achieved just yet. The market is incredibly young, and there's still so much that experts have not been able to pin down. Suffice to say, an investment in an NFT will always be a risky one. But as they say in the baking world, you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. So where is it that you should be looking when it comes to buying your own portfolio of NFTs? Number 1. OpenSea. First up on our list is the OpenSea platform, which is considered by many to be the most democratic and user-friendly NFT markets out there at the moment. So if you're looking to invest in NFTs for the first time, there's no doubt that you should be starting off with a solid understanding of OpenSea. The great thing about the platform is that no type of verification is necessary, which means that just about anyone can create an account and start mining or browsing NFTs to their heart's content. And since browsing often takes the form of perusing collections and rankings by sales, it's pretty easy to discover what the majority of buyers are interested in before making your first purchase. Submitting your own art to the platform is just as simple, which helps the platform bring a number of new pieces to you each day. The only thing you'll really need is to pay for Ethereum gas, which at the moment costs anywhere between $50 to $100 depending on the network traffic at the time. This is, after all, the cost of interacting with the smart contracts in question. Suffice to say, the cost is a lot lower than other platforms, which is why many browsers and buyers of OpenSea have collections composed of digital collectibles rather than individual artworks. Number 2, Rarible. Rarible is another NFT platform that is similar in nature to OpenSea. While it is democratic and open though, it differs from the previous platform in that users need to pay for each and every artwork that they mint. For those of you who don't know, minting is a term used to describe the process whereby users create and put their artwork on a blockchain, ready to be perused and bought by other users. So, as you can imagine, this means that Rarible is often used to mint individual pieces that have a good prospect of achieving a price hike somewhere down the line. According to reports from artists who have used the platform, it costs around $40 to $80 to mint an individual work. In other words, you can expect to see a lot less options when perusing Rarible, but the potential of these artworks are a lot greater than those you might find on OpenSea. Number 3, Foundation. And then we have Foundation, which is by far the most difficult platform to access when it comes to the postings of an average Joe or Jane. You see, Foundation is a platform which prides itself on only showing off the most intricate of NFTs. As a poster of original content, you'll only be allowed to get your NFT on the platform once you have received a certain number of community votes. In fact, the best way to get on the platform is to receive an invite from an artist who has already been featured. This is a great way to ensure that only the best NFTs are shown at any given time on the platform, causing the sale of the NFTs to take place at higher prices than you'd ever expect. If you're not new to the investment scheme, this is a great place to find some incredible NFTs. But if you're new to investing, you're better off sticking with OpenSea and Rarible until you have a solid portfolio behind you. What do you think of the explosive NFT market?